Hey everyone, it's Ariesjj79 here for you. About a new thing going on, we're going to do a juice review. The company that we are reviewing today is from a company called Higgy Cigs. I will have their link down below. Now, as of right now, as of the time of recording this video, this juice is not available for purchase. She's waiting on feedback, so pending that all goes well during this video, because she is watching me record this right now. Pending that all goes well, and no, this is not a paid review. I paid for this juice in advance, so these are my true opinions of this juice. The flavor is Aries Ram. Yes, you heard that correct. It's called Aries Ram. I picked out the flavor profile, had her create this juice, so we're going to see how close to my envisioning she came with this. Now, the mix on this is a 30-70 mix. It's 30 PG, 70 VG, so it is going to be for drippers. Now, with Higgy Cigs, you can choose a multitude of different PG-VG ratios. So if you're more into tanks or wanting more, of a max VG, you have those options available. You can go 50-50, you can go 25 or 75 PG, 25 VG. You can go max VG, you can go max PG. I mean, it's all up to you. Now, this is a 3 milligram juice because, that's what I vape. I vape a 3 milligram juice. Sorry if it's disappearing on me. Yes, well, I've got the green screen going so you can see. Now, when you're picking out juices from Higgy Cigs, you have what are called flavor intensity levels. The flavor level on this is called IYF, which stands for in your face, which is like, boom, it's going to pop you. The other flavor intensity levels that they have available are wow, I trust you, and normal. I think those are the only ones. So, yeah, this is in your face, and again, this is Aries Ram. This is a 126 ml bottle. I figured, why waste my time with a little 30 ml? Because if it's worth it, then this bottle won't last long. So the setup that we've got going on today, I went ahead and pulled out the big boy. Okay, so I've got my SP Customs mod. This is the Cuddles from Caitlin. Whoops. Cuddles from Caitlin. With the Twisted Messes, this is the very limited edition. You know what? This actually deserves coming off green screen for, because y'all got to see this. This is gorgeous. Okay, so this is the very limited edition gold ring on the Twisted Messes original version. I've got the Anarchist wire out. This is a fused Clapton 2636 with Anarchist. The Anarchist is wrapped around a 2.5 millimeter mandrel. 8 wraps dual coil is clocking in right about 0.17. So I'm going to close down this airflow. This is at 0.17 ohms to begin with at 70 watts. That's generally where I like to keep my vape. Everyone's a little different. Now again, I have not tried this juice yet. So this is... before we get to that, and I know I'm killing Higgy right now because, like I said, she is watching this. Let's see what we get from the smell test. Okay, so the smell test, I'm definitely getting the raspberry. And I told her to pull back the raspberry, and I'm glad she did, because had she not, it probably would have been way overpowering. Because raspberry is one of those flavors that a little goes a very long way. Okay, on the taste test, again, I'm getting the raspberry. The watermelon's coming out behind it. Strawberry I'm not getting on the taste test, but that's normal for me. I'm sure some of you guys might. So we will see. It's going to be interesting. Now, the flavor profile on this, in case I haven't mentioned it already, is a watermelon, strawberry, kiwi, raspberry with just a touch of vanilla, just to kind of bring it all together. So, like I said, you know, we took one of her existing recipes and modified it out to something that I've been kind of looking for a while. So, like I said, we're going to try this on the SX350J box. Good thing I got this thing working again. Had a little issue yesterday where the cap leg broke on it. Quick little fix, back up and running, boom. Yes, it's working. No, I didn't short the board out. Okay, so let's give this a try. Oh, I guess it helps if I don't rattle the batteries loose. I need to adjust the batteries on here because the batteries are a little loose. So I need to tighten up the board a little bit, or the battery tray. Okay. Okay, that raspberry comes through and just massages the tongue when that first hit. Now, I've had this sitting on the cotton for, I would say, about 25 minutes, and that was my first taste. So the juice has been sitting on for the cotton for about 25 minutes, so the cotton's nice and broken. But yeah, that raspberry is a nice ripe raspberry. It's just massaging the tongue a little bit. There's the strawberry. Okay, the strawberry is very enhanced on the exhale. It's not an overpowering. It's a ripe strawberry with just that little kick of sugar. You know, like when you take like when you take a strawberry and you wash it off and you cut off the little green part and you just dunk it in a little bit of sugar. That's what it tastes like. But it's not that overpowering, in your face, sickening sweetness. It's subtle. It's very, very subtle. The kiwi melds in with the watermelon. It melds in really, really well. I'm not getting any vanilla on it. It may be a situation where it either needs to age and blend a little bit more. Wait just a minute. I'm getting a taste of an aftertaste of vanilla on my tongue. It's faint, but it's there. Yeah, there it is. The kiwi is really, really light. Again, that's one of those flavors that if you're not careful with, it'll come up and it'll add such a tartness to it that it'll just kick you in the teeth and make you go home crying. And I think she nailed the kiwi spot on. As you can see, the flavor production is great. Now, with any juice that I try, I always try it in a range of different levels. So I know a lot of people don't like a vape as warm as what I like mine. So I'm going to drop this down to about 53 watts. So that's 3 volts on a 0.17 build. You know, that's going to be about what most of your higher ohm builds. I mean, I could rebuild it, but I can emulate closely. So 53 watts on a 0.17 build, that's what most people are going to be experiencing, I guess you could say, at around a like a 0.5, 0.6 build. Oh, that watermelon. That watermelon really, really pops at that cooler vape level. I mean, it really pops at that cooler vape level. And that vanilla is starting to come out a little bit more. I think if I give this thing a little bit of a bath in the ultrasonic cleaner on very low temperature for, say, about 15 minutes, I think it'll pop out even more. So I may try that here in a little bit. But yeah, that's gorgeous. Yeah, this is friggin' delicious. Okay, so now I know I've got a couple of viewers that are super high wattage vapors. So we're going to pop this up to about 95 watts on this 0.17. This is 4.01 volts. Yeah, if you're wanting that really in-your-face raspberry, that nice, rounded, ripe raspberry. I mean, it tastes just like you picked a raspberry off the vine and threw it in your mouth, not even washing it. I mean, that fresh, and just popped it in your mouth and just crunched it. That's the flavor that you get at the high wattages. The watermelon is more dominant on the lower wattages. The raspberry is super, super dominant on the high wattages. The strawberry likes to come out as an afternote in the mid wattage range. Now, normally I wouldn't do this, but I do have Granny's on standby in case something goes wrong. But I'm going to pop this up to 115 watts. This is 4.42 volts on a 0.17 because I know I've got one or two of you out there that might be willing to try this higher than 100 watts. So I'm going to give this a shot, and let's see how this goes. Holy crap, that is awesome. Okay, I'm getting a little dry though. As you can see, I mean, that cotton is white. But, so I'm going to re-drip it and hit this again. I mean, even at that super high wattage on this build, I mean, like I said, I'm using Anarchist wire, so, you know, the flavor is going to be untouched. This is brand new, fresh Muji cotton on the Twist and Messes black and gold deck. So the just re-dripped it. Let's get this back on now. I've got the airflow closed down to 2 slots, so about I've got about 2/3 airflow on this. You know, surprisingly enough, that raspberry mellows out just a little bit up around the up at the 115 range, and like I said, you know, this is at 115 watts. 4.42. I'm actually going to take this just a little bit higher. I'm going to take this up to 125. Very warm vape. Raspberry starting to bring up. The watermelon, strangely enough, is blending in very, very well at that 125 range. I actually expected, you know, not... And I'm getting the strawberry aftertaste. Now, the vanilla and the kiwi are non-existent at this wattage range. They're non-existent. They're much more... they're still subtle, but they're much more there at the mid to low wattage range. But that watermelon and that raspberry really, really milled really well up at this 125 range. So, you know, I know I'm kind of picky on juices. I'm going to drop this back down to about 85 watts because that seems to be, personally, where I think I'm going to enjoy it the most. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, Jen and David from Higgy Cigs. Jen, I know that you and I discussed it, and David, you know, I've got to give you credit too. I mean, you're one of the glue factors there that hold Higgy Cigs together. Without the two of you, there would be no Higgy Cigs. And this juice is definitely in my top 3. And I'm hard on juices. This one is definitely in my top 3. So yeah, I mean, Jen, when you watch this, by all means, release this. It is ready. It is ready to go now. Now I'm going to turn off the fan. I see that that my boy Donnie stepped into the room. You guys know, I'm sure, Donnie MF&G from Team No Steep. You know, SP Custom is Team No Steep approved. But Donnie, You got to get you some of this. This little drop test is just for you, brother. Okay, so guys, that's going to cut it for me. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down and get this uploaded. Yes, this is definitely ready to go. So I'll catch y'all on the rebound.